Cảm ơn bạn đã xác nhận. Dưới đây là phần đọc nội dung bạn đã cung cấp với giọng điệu chậm rãi, ấm áp, nhẹ nhàng, đúng với phong cách của Michael từ kênh Comfort Corner dành cho khán giả lớn tuổi. There comes a time in life, often quietly without fanfare, when the body begins to speak in softer tones, not with urgency, but with wisdom. After 75, your body no longer demands the same things it once did. It asks gently, a slower gait, a deeper breath, a craving not for indulgence, but for nourishment. And in these tender years, food becomes something more than just sustenance. It becomes memory, medicine, and meaning. Perhaps you've felt it, the way a hearty soup brings more comfort than a crowded table, the way a handful of walnuts or a slice of avocado seems to settle something deeper than just hunger. In this season of life, every bite has the power to whisper healing. Every meal can be a quiet act of love toward yourself. But here's the truth most don't say out loud. Aging doesn't mean fading, it means refining. And what you choose to place on your plate can be a powerful ally, not for turning back the clock, but for walking forward with clarity, with strength, with resilience. Because even now, especially now, your body still listens, and it responds. In this video, we'll uncover 7 remarkable superfoods that science has gently but firmly praised for their role in supporting health and immunity in older adults. These aren't passing trends or miracle cures. They're simple, everyday ingredients, rooted in nature, backed by research, and ready to nourish you from the inside out. So if you've been wondering how to care for your health with wisdom rather than worry, you're in the right place. Welcome to Comfort Corner. If this is your first time here, I'm Michael, and it's a gift to be with you. This channel was created with one heartfelt mission: to be a gentle companion through the journey of aging. A place where wisdom is honored, where stories are shared, and where each video is crafted with care for those walking the beautiful, sometimes complex path of life after 60. Here, we talk about health, connection, purpose, and resilience, not with loud promises or fleeting trends, but with calm truth and research-backed insight. Every video is a conversation between you, me, and the quiet voice inside that still longs to grow, to thrive, to be seen and nourished. Today's topic is especially close to the heart because it speaks to something we all share: our need to feel well, to stay strong, and to enjoy the days ahead with vitality and peace. After 75, what we eat doesn't just fill us, it shapes our energy, our mood, our immune system, even our ability to connect with others. And the good news is you don't need complex diets or expensive supplements to feel better. Sometimes it begins with just one simple change, one thoughtful food on your plate that supports your body where it needs it most. So if you're someone who values gentle guidance, meaningful conversation, and a slower, more soulful approach to living well, I invite you to stay a while. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment if something touches you. And if what you hear today might help someone you love, share it, because the path forward is always better when walked together. Let's begin. They may be no bigger than a fingernail, but blueberries hold within them a quiet kind of magic. For seniors over 75, these Desmistunner, there comes a time in life, often quietly without fanfare, when the body begins to speak in softer tones, not with urgency, but with wisdom. After 75, your body no longer demands the same things it once did. It asks gently, a slower gait, a deeper breath, a craving not for indulgence, but for nourishment. And in these tender years, food becomes something more than just sustenance. It becomes memory, medicine, and meaning. Perhaps you've felt it, the way a hearty soup brings more comfort than a crowded table, the way a handful of walnuts or a slice of avocado seems to settle something deeper than just hunger. In this season of life, every bite has the power to whisper healing. Every meal can be a quiet act of love toward yourself. But here's the truth most don't say out loud. Aging doesn't mean fading, it means refining. And what you choose to place on your plate can be a powerful ally, not for turning back the clock, but for walking forward with clarity, with strength, with resilience. Because even now, especially now, your body still listens, and it responds. In this video, we'll uncover 7 remarkable superfoods that science has gently but firmly praised for their role in supporting health and immunity in older adults. These aren't passing trends or miracle cures. They're simple, everyday ingredients, rooted in nature, backed by research, and ready to nourish you from the inside out. So if you've been wondering how to care for your health with wisdom rather than worry, you're in the right place. Welcome to Comfort Corner. If this is your first time here, I'm Michael, and it's a gift to be with you. This channel was created with one heartfelt mission: to be a gentle companion through the journey of aging. A place where wisdom is honored, where stories are shared, and where each video is crafted with care for those walking the beautiful, sometimes complex path of life after 60. Here, we talk about health, connection, purpose, and resilience, not with loud promises or fleeting trends, but with calm truth and research-backed insight. Every video is a conversation between you, me, and the quiet voice inside that still longs to grow, to thrive, to be seen and nourished. Today's topic is especially close to the heart because it speaks to something we all share: our need to feel well, to stay strong, and to enjoy the days ahead with vitality and peace. After 75, what we eat doesn't just fill us, it shapes our energy, our mood, our immune system, even our ability to connect with others. And the good news is you don't need complex diets or expensive supplements to feel better. Sometimes it begins with just one simple change, one thoughtful food on your plate that supports your body where it needs it most. So if you're someone who values gentle guidance, meaningful conversation, and a slower, more soulful approach to living well, I invite you to stay a while. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment if something touches you. And if what you hear today might help someone you love, share it. Because the path forward is always better when walked together. Let's begin. They may be no bigger than a fingernail, but blueberries hold within them a quiet kind of magic. For seniors over 75, these tiny fruits are more than just sweet. They're among the most powerful allies in the fight against aging. Packed with antioxidants known as anthocyanins, blueberries help protect our cells from oxidative stress, which accumulates naturally as we age. It's this invisible wear and tear that contributes to cognitive decline, weakened immunity, and inflammation. But nature, in its wisdom, tucked healing into the simplest of things, a small blue fruit growing in quiet fields. According to research from the U.S. Department of Agriculture and Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, regular consumption of blueberries is associated with slower rates of cognitive decline in older adults. In one long-term study involving over 16,000 participants aged 70 and older, those who ate more blueberries and strawberries showed significantly better memory and focus over time. Why? Because the anthocyanins and flavonoids found in blueberries appear to cross the blood-brain barrier, reducing inflammation and oxidative stress in the brain, two key contributors to diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia. But their benefits don't stop at the mind. Blueberries are also excellent for your immune system. These little berries are rich in vitamin C, vitamin K, and manganese, nutrients that play critical roles in healing, bone health, and maintaining a healthy immune response. They also support gut health, which is closely tied to overall immunity, especially in older adults whose digestive systems naturally slow down over time. And unlike some superfoods that require complicated preparation or unfamiliar tastes, blueberries are as easy as they are delicious. Stir them into a bowl of oatmeal, blend them into a morning smoothie, or simply eat them fresh, one by one, savoring their sweet, tart burst. You can even enjoy them frozen without losing much of their nutritional power. What makes blueberries especially valuable after 75 is how gently they work with the body. There's no harsh impact on blood sugar when eaten in moderation, and they're soft and easy to chew for those with dental concerns. They're kind to aging systems, yet strong enough to fight off the slow burn of chronic inflammation, the kind that often lurks beneath conditions like arthritis, heart disease, and fatigue. So the next time you reach for a snack, consider this. In just half a cup of blueberries, you're not only delighting your taste buds, you're giving your body a dose of quiet protection. It's a small act, a gentle choice, but in this season of life, those gentle choices are the ones that matter most. As we continue, you'll see how the simplest foods, those closest to the earth, hold the greatest power to heal, to strengthen, and to comfort. There's a certain warmth that fills the air when a piece of salmon is gently searing on the pan, that rich, buttery aroma, the way the flesh flakes at the edge of a fork. It's more than just a comforting meal. It's nourishment that reaches deep into the body, especially for those in their golden years. For seniors over 75, salmon isn't just a tasty option, it's a lifeline, a source of strength, clarity, and protection, wrapped in pink. What makes salmon so special lies in its abundance of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. These healthy fats are like oil to the engine of your body, reducing inflammation, supporting heart function, and protecting brain health. According to the Mayo Clinic and the American Heart Association, regular consumption of fatty fish like salmon can significantly reduce the risk of heart disease, still one of the leading causes of death among older adults. Omega-3s help lower triglyceride levels, reduce blood pressure, and keep arteries flexible and clear. But the benefits stretch further. DHA, one of the key omega-3s in salmon, is a building block of the brain. As we age, our brain's structure becomes more vulnerable to inflammation and damage. Studies published in the Journal of Nutrition and supported by the National Institutes of Health, NIH, show that omega-3s may slow cognitive decline, improve memory, and even support mood regulation in older adults. It's not about becoming sharper overnight, but about gently preserving what's still beautiful and vital inside the mind. And for aging joints, omega-3s serve as natural lubricants, easing the stiffness and swelling that can come with arthritis. The anti-inflammatory effects may not replace pain medication, but they can make everyday movement just a little easier, a little freer. For someone who wants to keep walking, gardening, or dancing slowly in the kitchen, that matters. Salmon is also an excellent source of high-quality protein, vitamin D, and B12, all nutrients that help maintain muscle mass, bone strength, and nerve function in older adults. After 75, our bodies don't process protein as efficiently, and we naturally lose muscle. Including a few servings of fatty fish per week, as recommended by Harvard Health, can make a tangible difference in maintaining strength and stability. Now, if preparing salmon feels intimidating, don't worry. It doesn't have to be fancy. A small fillet, baked simply with lemon and herbs, can be both elegant and easy. Canned wild salmon is also an affordable, shelf-stable option and still rich in omega-3s. Just be mindful of added sodium and look for low-salt varieties when possible. And for those who don't eat fish due to taste or dietary reasons, it's worth speaking with a healthcare provider about omega-3 supplements derived from fish oil or algae. But for those who can, adding salmon to your plate once or twice a week is like giving your heart, your mind, and your joints a warm embrace from the inside out. Because after 75, you deserve meals that don't just feed you, but fortify you. They may not sparkle like berries or smell as rich as roasted fish, but leafy greens carry a quiet strength, a kind of wisdom only nature can offer. In their folds of green lies everything the aging body craves: resilience, clarity, balance. For those over 75, these simple greens, spinach, kale, Swiss chard, and others, are more than a side dish. They're a shield, a gift, a way back to vitality. Leafy greens are remarkably rich in vitamins A, C, K, calcium, folate, fiber, and lutein, each offering its own kind of protection. According to the National Institute on Aging and the Harvard School of Public Health, regular consumption of leafy greens is associated with slower cognitive decline, improved vision, stronger bones, and a better functioning immune system. Let's begin with the brain. A 2018 study published in Neurology followed over 900 older adults for nearly 5 years. Those who ate just one serving of leafy greens per day had brains that functioned as if they were 11 years younger. The secret lies in compounds like lutein, beta-carotene, and vitamin K, which reduce inflammation in the brain and protect neurons from aging. These nutrients help preserve memory, focus, and verbal fluency, abilities we often take for granted until they begin to dim. And then there's the matter of bones, the framework that carries us through every step, every hug, every stretch. As we grow older, bone density naturally decreases, especially in women post-menopause. Leafy greens like kale and collard greens offer a calcium-rich, low-oxalate alternative to dairy for maintaining strong bones. And vitamin K, often abundant in spinach and Swiss chard, plays a vital role in calcium absorption and bone metabolism. According to research from the Mayo Clinic, adequate vitamin K intake may reduce the risk of hip fractures in older adults. Don't overlook folate either. Found abundantly in dark greens, folate supports heart health and helps the body produce red blood cells, essential for maintaining energy and circulation. And for your immune system? The vitamin C and antioxidants in leafy greens gently reinforce your body's first line of defense, giving it the tools to fend off seasonal illnesses and recover more quickly when they do appear. Perhaps most importantly, leafy greens are incredibly digestive friendly. Rich in fiber, they help maintain regular bowel movements and a balanced gut microbiome, two often overlooked factors that dramatically influence immune strength, mood, and nutrient absorption. As digestion tends to slow with age, fiber becomes not just helpful, but necessary. The beauty of leafy greens is their adaptability. You can blend a handful of spinach into a morning smoothie without changing the flavor. You can saute kale with olive oil and garlic for a warm, comforting side. Or add Swiss chard to soup or scrambled eggs for a gentle, earthy boost. Even a small salad a few times a week can make a difference. If chewing raw greens is difficult, steaming or pureeing them can soften both their texture and flavor. In their humility, leafy greens remind us that healing doesn't have to be loud or dramatic. Sometimes it arrives softly, green and crinkled and full of life. Because after 75, the body doesn't need more complication. It needs more care. And the quiet strength of leafy greens offers just that. There's something comforting about a bowl of thick, creamy Greek yogurt. It's simple, familiar, and unassuming, but beneath that gentle taste lies a powerhouse of nutrition perfectly suited to the needs of an aging body. For those over 75, Greek yogurt offers more than a quiet moment of nourishment. It delivers strength, stability, and the invisible foundation of good health: a thriving gut. As we grow older, two critical health priorities emerge: maintaining muscle mass and supporting digestive health. Greek yogurt does both with quiet elegance. First, let's talk about protein. Unlike traditional yogurt, Greek yogurt is strained to remove excess whey, which makes it richer in protein, often double the amount. That protein is essential after 75, when natural muscle loss accelerates, especially if one is less active. According to the National Institute on Aging, older adults need more protein than they may realize, roughly 1.0 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight per day, to prevent frailty, improve balance, and support immune function. Including high-protein foods like Greek yogurt can help protect against falls, support healing, and preserve independence. But perhaps even more important is what Greek yogurt does for the gut. Inside your digestive system lives a complex ecosystem of bacteria, some friendly, some not. With age, stress, medication, and dietary changes, this balance can be easily disrupted, leading to constipation, poor nutrient absorption, weakened immunity, and even cognitive decline. Greek yogurt contains probiotics, live beneficial bacteria like lactobacillus and bifidobacterium, which help restore balance in the gut microbiome. A healthy gut has been strongly linked to reduced inflammation, better digestion, and even improved mood. According to studies published in Frontiers in Immunology and the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, regular consumption of probiotic-rich foods may reduce the risk of respiratory infections and boost immune responses in older adults. And since over 70% of the immune system resides in the gut, tending to it isn't just about digestion, it's about full body defense. Greek yogurt is also a valuable source of calcium and vitamin D, two nutrients essential for maintaining bone density and preventing fractures. After 75, bones can become more brittle, and ensuring daily intake of these nutrients through food when possible is crucial. A single serving of fortified Greek yogurt can provide up to 20% of your daily calcium needs. Now, for those with lactose sensitivity, the good news is that Greek yogurt is lower in lactose than regular yogurt. The straining process removes much of the lactose, making it easier to digest. And if even that causes discomfort, there are now lactose-free Greek-style yogurts or plant-based alternatives with added probiotics that still offer similar benefits. How can you incorporate it? Enjoy Greek yogurt as a breakfast base with berries and walnuts, as a mid-morning snack with a drizzle of honey, or even as a savory dip with herbs and olive oil. The possibilities are endless, and the impact is quiet but profound. In the softness of each spoonful, Greek yogurt offers strength, not the kind that shouts, but the kind that holds you steady. It's the kind of food that asks for nothing extravagant, just presence, consistency, and a little care. Because after 75, the simplest things often nourish us the most. They don't boast vibrant colors or exotic origins. They don't arrive with headlines or fanfare. Yet for generations, beans and lentils have been quiet heroes on the plate, unassuming, affordable, and profoundly nourishing. For adults over 75, these tiny powerhouses are more than just pantry staples. They are protectors of heart, gut, and energy. In a season of life when every bite counts, beans and lentils offer a deep, sustaining kind of health. Let's begin with what matters most after 75: fiber, protein, and stability. Beans and lentils are among the richest sources of dietary fiber, both soluble and insoluble, which help regulate digestion, stabilize blood sugar, and support a healthy gut microbiome. According to the National Institute on Aging and studies published in Nutrients and the British Journal of Nutrition, a high-fiber diet in older adults is linked to reduced risk of heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and certain cancers. Soluble fiber, found abundantly in lentils and black beans, helps lower LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, while insoluble fiber keeps the digestive tract moving, preventing the constipation that can plague older adults. But beans and lentils also shine as plant-based protein sources, an especially gentle and heart-healthy alternative to red meat. Protein becomes more important with age as it supports the maintenance of lean muscle mass, immune function, and tissue repair. Unlike animal protein, legumes are naturally free of saturated fat and cholesterol, making them ideal for aging hearts. The American Heart Association recommends including beans several times a week to improve cholesterol levels and cardiovascular health. Then there's the matter of iron, folate, magnesium, and potassium, minerals essential for energy, oxygen transport, and maintaining healthy blood pressure. For older adults, fatigue can often mask underlying nutrient deficiencies, and legumes offer a way to quietly replenish what the body needs. Folate in particular supports brain health and the formation of red blood cells, critical in preventing anemia and preserving mental clarity. And here's something many don't realize. Beans feed the gut in more ways than one. The prebiotic fibers in legumes, those that nourish beneficial bacteria, help fortify the intestinal lining, reduce inflammation, and even influence mood and immunity. A study published in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience found that gut health may be directly linked to cognitive performance in seniors, making fiber-rich foods like legumes not only digestion-friendly, but mind-supportive. Now, some may worry, aren't beans hard to digest? While it's true that some people experience gas or bloating, soaking dried beans overnight, rinsing canned beans thoroughly, and introducing them slowly into the diet can make a world of difference. Starting with lentils or split peas, naturally lower in fermentable sugars, can ease the transition. What's beautiful about beans and lentils is their versatility, from a warm lentil soup on a winter night, to a spoonful of hummus on toast, to a comforting bowl of black beans and rice. They adapt to any meal, any budget, and any culture. For seniors on fixed incomes, legumes are also among the most affordable, nutrient-dense foods available. In their quiet, earthy way, beans and lentils teach us that nourishment isn't always grand. Sometimes it's small. Sometimes it simmers slowly on the stove, filling a kitchen with the smell of warmth. And sometimes that's exactly what a body needs. Because at 75 and beyond, strength isn't built in haste. It's built one soft, sustaining meal at a time. In a world full of processed sugars and energy drinks, the quiet sweetness of a roasted sweet potato feels like a letter from the earth itself. Warm, nourishing, unpretentious. For those over 75, this humble root vegetable offers more than just comfort food. It delivers lasting energy, immune resilience, and deep cellular protection. It's not just sweet in taste, but in how it cares for the body, gently, completely, and with ancient wisdom. Sweet potatoes are rich in complex carbohydrates, making them an excellent source of slow-burning energy, ideal for older adults who may need sustained strength throughout the day, but want to avoid the spikes and crashes of refined sugar. Unlike white potatoes, sweet potatoes are lower on the glycemic index, which means they raise blood sugar more slowly and steadily. A key benefit for managing type 2 diabetes or preventing insulin resistance, both of which are more common with age. But their beauty goes far deeper. Sweet potatoes are among the richest food sources of beta-carotene, the pigment that gives them their vibrant orange hue. Inside the body, beta-carotene converts into vitamin A nutrient crucial for vision, immune function, and skin health. According to research from Harvard Health Publishing and the National Institutes of Health, adequate vitamin A intake can help protect against age-related macular degeneration, a leading cause of vision loss in seniors. It also supports the mucous membranes that line the respiratory tract, our body's first line of defense against viruses and bacteria. In addition, sweet potatoes contain significant levels of vitamin C, vitamin B6, potassium, and magnesium, nutrients that support immune function, heart rhythm, nerve signaling, and muscle relaxation. Potassium in particular is vital for maintaining healthy blood pressure, and sweet potatoes offer it in abundance, without the sodium often found in processed foods. A high potassium, low sodium diet has been shown in studies published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology to significantly reduce the risk of stroke in older adults. And let's not forget the fiber. With age, digestion can slow, and sweet potatoes, with their mix of soluble and insoluble fiber, can gently help regulate bowel movements and foster a healthier gut microbiome. This not only aids in nutrient absorption, but also supports immune health and emotional well-being. After all, a calm stomach often leads to a calm mind. Sweet potatoes are also incredibly versatile and easy to prepare. They can be roasted with olive oil and cinnamon, mashed with a bit of Greek yogurt for creaminess, or sliced and baked into gentle, satisfying chips. For those with chewing difficulties, they soften beautifully when cooked, requiring no special teeth or utensils, just a spoon and an appetite for comfort. What makes sweet potatoes so remarkable is just what they give. It's how they give it, with warmth, with softness, with a sweetness that doesn't demand attention but lingers. After 75, we don't need quick fixes or extreme diets. We need foods that speak the language of the body's slower rhythm. Foods that energize without overwhelm, that protect without punishment. In every tender bite, sweet potatoes remind us nourishment can be simple and healing can be sweet. They rattle in jars and hide in trail mixes. They're the quiet add-ons in oatmeal, the crunch in a salad, the cream in a smooth nut butter. But don't let their size fool you. Nuts and seeds are among the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. And for those over 75, they carry the concentrated wisdom of the earth in every bite. When eaten mindfully and in moderation, they offer a golden trifecta: heart protection, cognitive support, and anti-inflammatory power. Let's begin with the heart. Nuts like walnuts, almonds, and pistachios, and seeds such as chia, flax, and pumpkin seeds are rich in unsaturated fats, the healthy kind that help lower LDL, bad cholesterol, while increasing HDL, good cholesterol. According to a 2020 study published in Circulation, a journal of the American Heart Association, older adults who regularly consumed a handful of nuts were significantly less likely to experience heart diseases. The natural plant sterols and omega-3 fatty acids in nuts, especially walnuts and flax seeds, reduce inflammation in the arteries and help regulate blood pressure. But the benefits extend beyond the heart. Brain health, especially in our later years, depends on blood flow, healthy fats, and antioxidant protection. Nuts provide all three. Walnuts, in particular, contain alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3 and polyphenols that may help reduce oxidative stress in the brain. Harvard researchers have even found associations between regular nut consumption and slower cognitive decline in older women. And then there's magnesium, vitamin E, zinc, and selenium, micronutrients that fight cell damage, improve immune function, and support nerve communication. A handful of sunflower seeds or Brazil nuts can help fill gaps in senior diets where deficiencies are surprisingly common. Vitamin E, found in abundance in almonds and sunflower seeds, is especially critical after 75 for maintaining skin integrity, protecting vision, and supporting immune defenses. These tiny titans are also rich in fiber, aiding digestion and helping seniors feel satiated with less food, important for those managing weight or blood sugar. Chia and flax seeds in particular are praised for their soluble fiber, which also helps regulate cholesterol and promotes a balanced gut microbiome. But here's a crucial point. Because they are calorie dense, portion size matters. Just a small handful a day, about 1 ounce, is all that's needed to reap their benefits. And for those with dental issues, nut butters or ground seeds can be a soft, digestible alternative. Try a spoonful of almond butter on whole grain toast, stir flaxseed into morning oatmeal, or toss pumpkin seeds over roasted veggies. What makes nuts and seeds so remarkable is their ancient simplicity. They require no cooking, no fanfare, just presence. A bowl on the counter, a sprinkle over your yogurt, a quiet ritual of care that asks little, gives much. After 75, every bite is a choice to nourish not just the body, but the days ahead. And with nuts and seeds, we choose vitality wrapped in simplicity, health in its most concentrated, graceful form. As we journey through our later years, every choice we make, especially at the table, becomes more meaningful. Our bodies speak with a softer voice now, yet their needs are clearer than ever. They ask not for extremes, but for nourishment that is gentle, sustaining, and wise. In this video, we explored 7 superfoods that carry the quiet power to heal, energize, and protect you in your golden years. We began with blueberries, those tiny bursts of memory and brain support, rich in antioxidants that defend against aging's quiet wear and tear. Then came leafy greens like spinach and kale, nutrient-rich protectors of your bones, eyes, and heart. Fatty fish such as salmon and sardines brought their gifts of omega-3s to nourish the mind and reduce inflammation. Greek yogurt, creamy and tangy, offered a gentle path to gut health, muscle repair, and immune strength. We honored the humble beans and lentils, fiber-filled friends that support your heart and blood sugar. Sweet, comforting sweet potatoes followed with their steady energy, vision-saving beta-carotene, and gut-soothing fiber. And lastly, we held up the tiny titans, nuts and seeds, dense in healthy fats, memory-loving vitamin E, and the minerals that quietly keep your body in balance. You don't have to change everything today. You don't need to overhaul your pantry overnight or chase perfection. Just start with one little thing. Maybe it's adding a few blueberries to your breakfast. Maybe it's swapping mashed potatoes for mashed sweet potato. Maybe it's choosing a handful of walnuts instead of a cookie in the afternoon. These small acts of care can ripple through your body, your energy, your mood, bringing strength not just for today, but for all the days still to come. Because aging well isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters, with intention, with gentleness, and with love. There's something profoundly beautiful about choosing to care for yourself, especially now in these later chapters of life. It's not about chasing youth or denying age. It's about honoring your body with the tenderness it deserves. Every superfood we've explored today isn't just a nutrient on a chart. It's a gesture of self-respect, a quiet rebellion against the idea that aging must mean decline. In truth, it can mean deepening, slowing, and even thriving if we listen, nourish, and move with intention. If this video spoke to you, please share it with someone you love, a friend, a neighbor, a family member who might need the reminder that it's never too late to start caring, never too late to feel better, stronger, more alive. And if you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe to Comfort Corner, where we explore life after 60 with warmth, honesty, and hope. Your comments, your stories, your wisdom, they're part of what makes this space so meaningful. So don't hesitate to leave a thought below. We're listening, because the truth is, food is more than fuel. It's memory, it's comfort, it's medicine. And when we choose foods that love us back, we're not just adding years to life, we're adding life to our years. I'm Michael from Comfort Corner, wishing you peace, health, and a heart full of hope.